Why were you gonna suggest that?
Because it would have been funny.
Oh.
I also invited Kyle because now that he's free from the hellhole that is his life, to the Halloween party.
Wait, did Kyle leave the hotel?
Yeah.
Is the hotel still a place without Kyle?
No.
I don't know. I haven't been... Well, maybe. He did wait until they hired some people before he left. But I am streaming, so we shouldn't talk about that.
Oh, I should probably stop singing that song then.
Fuck it. It's like I'm ever getting monetized anyway. So,
You'll do it, buddy. I believe in you.
I don't care. Anyway, so
I was trying to be supportive. I'm sorry,
I don't care about getting monetized. Thank you, buddy. Jesus Christ.
Don't thank you. You know that when he says it, it's an insult, right?
No, that wasn't an insult. I was actually being honest.
Chris, the problem is I can't tell.
I know, but it's okay. Tom, one day you'll be able to have human interaction again, and you'll understand things
Tom
like
is
nuance.
basically a Teletubby with more complicated emotions, and this came at the cost of... The issue is the process.
Just go back to shit talking Tom, and he just leaves.
No, that's not what I meant. No.
Why are we being so mean to Tom tonight?
No, Tom, no, buddy. I'm sorry.
Tom, don't worry, I'm still your friend.
Never have I been so insulted by something so true.
Oh fuck! Jesus Christ!
Tom, I apologize. Are these guys bothering you? Do you need me to do something with them?
You could give him the old 1-2.
Yeah, the
Alright.
1-2.
Hey,
I give you one gun, and then I give you 2 seconds to decide whether or not I deserve mercy.
1-2, right? Oh, that's even scarier. What you just did to me. How dare you? You had to look at the meme I sent you a while ago.
I did look at that.
Okay.
The nerds thing.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, we're gonna
Tom, in case you're wondering,
this isn't about monetization. This is I don't want to think about that. So
Yeah.
last thing we did in game. This is gonna be a short session. There's not a ton, but last thing we did, Sleeper Cell uncovered, and Ronnie got into the Iron Legion's foundry.
By pretending to be a sovereign citizen.
Yeah, they are apparently really into that. So
That specific guy.
yeah, that
You
specific
did make
guy.
it clear it was that specific guy. Starting my notes,
Yeah,
for I am the note taker.
yeah. So basically, Ronnie made the mother of all cult shots.
I don't know. I feel like I do that by just accidentally guessing half your setting lore.
The difference is between you is that you know Sam and can do this. Ronnie exists as a figment of Sam's imagination, presumably, and has to live his life as the mother of all shitposts to be able to get where he goes.
See, so I do have one issue with what you said. I need a second to collect my thoughts about what that
Not
is.
derailing, and let's go.
Sam is the
Derail.
Sam is the main character of I believe it's called a syllogism. He's the only being that exists. Everyone else is just a figment of his imagination. So we're all made up.
But I want it to be made up. I don't want steaks.
It makes sense.
I'm a chicken.
My
guy.
life's too happy. My life's too good to exist.
Okay.
No, Sam, you're a chicken wing, not a chicken guy.
Chicken fried steaks. They've never been higher. Get me that weed for 20. Blaze it good kush. So,
Oh, I was expecting that to rhyme. Darn.
I don't have enough brain cells for that today, Seth. I fucking memorized the entirety of Ode for a session last night, and that never came up, so we're good.
Nice.
Anyway. 2 orders of business have popped up that you guys probably need to resolve. The first is...
So we just executed a guy in front of people?
Yeah, we could go over that one. You guys may need to hedge your bets against Verbal King to find out what's going on there. But more importantly, you guys brought the Vaqueros over. Sorry, I'm doing the lisp again. You guys brought the Vaqueros over, and you guys did talk about needing a nuclear engineer to get their bikes working properly in the flooded district. And last
I thought the cyborg guy could help with that.
He could. He still needs a nuclear engineer because he knows like bikes and stuff and like cybertronics and high technology. He does not know reactors.
Can't we get the skeleton that only hates my former characters, not this current character?
You could. You would just have to track him down because none of you guys have had contact with him in weeks at this point.
Oh boy, Avery can go ask. Wait, what's his name? Quartz.
Didn't we talk with him after the crossover?
Glaucoma?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we spoke with him after the crossover when we were going to the Whalers. We needed his help determining where they were.
Oh God, right? Yeah, you guys did notice I completely forgot about that.
I would also. We have to talk to Quartz again. I would much prefer to send Bayou Bill there on the basis that Quartz hasn't met him yet.
But then but it won't be as funny.
But then he'll hate 2 of our party members.
Which would be funny, and I feel like if Avery and Chivalry walk in, Quartz could just fight us.
It would be really funny. It'd be really funny if
just
Quartz hates Bayou Bill as well. And so just Quartz hates Tom.
Listen, Quartz lives with his best friends with a wild card. If Quartz doesn't like Avery and doesn't like Chivalry, I cannot predict how bats will respond to our presence. I don't have this information, and I don't want to have this information because I'm scared to death of bats.
He's just a guy. He's our friend. He's our pal.
He's just a little baseball guy.
Just a guy!
One brain cell.
Gooble gobble.
Gooble gobble.
Gabble gooble.
Kill the heretic.
Oh, I know how we can make Quartz like us. Put some G-Slice over there. The most...
Alright, Chris, do you want me to clear out your second character sheet slot now, or do you want to wait for it to happen?
Or do you want to play it through?
Well, obviously I want to play it through, but... No, I'll...
I feel like you
I
need to
think
actually
we
put
split
some
up.
thought into G-Slice's uploading schedule before he talked to Quartz. Because if Quartz didn't like your answer, boy howdy.
Just upload at all times of the day.
Wait, Quartz is a forever streamer? Or G-Slice is a forever streamer?
Yes.
That's sad. Anyway, that would make your best lead Chernov's bar, because I think that was the last place you guys saw him, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
We could also split up. Some of us deal with Verbal Kink, and then some of us deal with the situation here and calming people down that we just executed a guy, and then some people go track down Guacoma.
I'm going to be honest. They didn't seem like that.
Oh, am I breaking up?
He kind of executed himself.
Yeah,
No.
The Logan refugees did see the suicide pill, and they did hear Reich undercover agent, so they are immediately
yeah.
Plus, they know John Hannibal Hancock.
Where?
What?
Where undercover agent?
Reich.
I thought it was Verbal King.
No, you guys accused him of being with the Reich, though, and as soon as you asked that question, the refugees permitted everything in their minds. Plus, it was Mr. President doing
I
the
understand.
questioning, who has absolutely maxed out reputation with the Logan refugees. It would take a lot for the Logan refugees to not trust him completely.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I still think we should split up that we can get more done.
I'm struggling to imagine what it would take for the Logan refugees to stop trusting Mr. President, considering I believe one of them has actually called him Mr. President in the past.
Yeah, but I did tell them not to call me that.
Yeah, but I'm imagining like what it would take for them to stop liking you in this. I have an image of Mr.
Based
President
on what
just
Sam
fucking smacking an
described, the
8-year-old.
Logan refugees fleeing the Reich, it was pretty fucked up. Like what the Reich was doing. I think they were gas bombing people.
Yeah, I mean they're called the Reich. It would be weird if what they did wasn't fucked up.
That's fair.
Okay, so what do we want to do?
I can go talk to Verbal King.
I'll go with you for that. I also have, since we aren't able to use powers, I think, the highest. Me and Avery have the highest base charm.
Okay.
I would
I
like.
have highest base command out of everyone, I think.
Propulsion is 5. If
I have 5 as well.
Avery's base charm is 3.
Oh, okay. I thought.
it's 2, he is average.
I thought yours was higher. I guess you probably bought hyper die. For some reason, I thought you just bought regular die.
I didn't have points for it. I had initially wanted to. I just didn't have points for it.
I have 4 in charm and 2 in lie, 3 in persuasion.
Of
So
this,
that power is pretty decent in social encounters.
of this separation of labor, I know that I would like Bayou Bill to go meet Quartz to see how I can get a new character banned from a bar without meaning to.
That would be really funny. You should do that. That'd be great.
See if it's an Avery curse or a Tom curse.
I does is have to know.
Do you guys
Okay.
want to
Split
just
the party?
directly
Yes.
confront Verbal Kink with, hey, so we killed the guy you sent after us. Here's, like, what? Like, you want to just give him his body? How are you guys going to play this?
Yeah. I feel like that's something
Yeah.
we could do. We just carry the body and be like, hey, your sleeper agent ain't that sleepy.
Oh, if Avery goes to Verbal Kink, how's he going to get banned from that bar? I feel like that bartender is the scariest one we've encountered so far.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Oh, Jack Hannibal Hancock. We could bring Gunboy.
I feel like we
Jack
should
Tanner.
just all go and do the things. I don't think we need to split.
Well, we can do a quick split. I don't think the quartz thing is going to take too long.
I mean, you guys
Yeah,
all
but it
do
sounds
have
like
2
just
characters.
everyone-
You could split them one by one.
Yeah. Oh man, G Slice could actually ask for advice on how to not be a forever streamer. Like, hey, how do I upload so that I don't have to always be streaming?
And who would he be asking this?
Who
Verbal
else?
Kink.
No, Quartz.
Why would Quartz know that?
Because Quartz is good at scheduling.
Quartz is a VTuber.
Tom, where's a
This is why Bayou Bill is going to be hated by.
I'm sorry, was that gain or lose?
lose?
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to just have him lose instantly reputation with Quartz without even meeting him.
Who loses his willpower?
You get to choose.
Okay.
Hey,
Bill
Tom,
has-
wish that one?
Yes.
You both to the crack too.
Okay. So.
Yeah, but then we're going to have to explain to Mutant Squad who Tom is.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll do the quartz session bit of the session first. Who wants to go there, and who wants to do that?
I would like to go there as Bayou Bill.
I guess propulsion should get acquainted with quartz.
I think Cheese Slice is just supposed to be an NPC. Every day he's going on a mission is a day he's not making us money. By the way, how much passive money has he made us?
It's been like 4 hours. Stop
Has
asking.
it?
Yeah.
It hasn't been.
I'm
yet.
losing track of time. I'm sorry.
You know
Go
what?
as Quartz and
Let's
Churns
do-
Bark and
All right,
sponsor
well,
you.
he's focused on that.
Let's do some bookkeeping because there is some income that I should have tracked by now because you guys got back. Chris, Mr. President, some Logan refugees are going to come up. They have been working on scav teams, and they felt the obligation to pay you back for getting them out of 5 points, or the 5 points greater area. You are going to be provided with an Obsidian Knife, 5,000 pieces of 8, and
1 second. What's open? Can you just give me the cash value of the pieces of 8?
about $50, roughly.
Okay.
8,000 Norwegian kroner.
Best Salesman, 1997. Anyway.
I thought sigh. Did you not hear the sigh? That was the sigh for Tom.
Les sigh.
And then I left. That was my only response for Tom.
And a mood ring that the person is fairly convinced is an artifact of some sort dealing with like negative spiritual energy. They're kind of a hippie though, so this one might just be like, you know.
I can give that to Charlie. Like, hey, can you see powers on this?
I'm going to say powers on it.
Oh, and the Obsidian Knife.
I'll say powers on both.
The Obsidian Knife is a trinket. It is incapable of becoming an artifact. The only thing special about it is it regenerates its obsidian when broken.
That's actually kind of
Actually kinda
useful,
handy.
like an item that can't be turned into an artifact.
Yeah, it's a pretty good knife though. It has some levels in penetration and some attack level, and mostly penetration.
Is there any melee person that really needs a knife?
I don't know who I don't know who has the highest body here besides Bill. I guess Chivalry could use it.
David has 7 body, and Karenade also has 7 body.
So there's an
Bill has-
argument.
Does Karenade want a melee weapon?
Probably not.
So there is an argument. If I remember correctly, Bill's only attack has slow on it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Then I hand the Obsidian Knife to to Bayou Bill as the second time he's going to owe me.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
saved his saved his life and then gave him a knife.
Fuck yeah.
So stats on the knife. It has 2 attack levels and 4 penetration.
Okay.
The mechanic on it
Jeez.
is when it uses those levels of penetration, the knife breaks and it takes a full turn to regenerate.
So it basically also has slow.
It has slow too. Hey. So now you bite the knife.
Although it sounds like does it
Terrifying.
does it break the knife or does it remove the levels of penetration?
It breaks the knife. It would be pretty much unable to be used effectively as it's regenerating.
What if combine knife with non-existential chain, kunai with ghost chain?
I just have this horrible image of you biting someone, then running up to the person next to them and just shanking them to death. It's fucking horrifying.
So I will say, even though it's a trinket and can't like develop a grander power, you could if you put some thought into it and invest some experience, you probably could think up some cool tricks to do with a regenerating knife. Like you feel like there's potential there. Most trinkets have greater uses than what they initially first show. And Charlie, when you use C powers on the mood ring, it does indeed absorb negative energy. It looks like it's deleterious to the ring. This might be a self-damaging artifact, as rare as those are. You're not too sure what the read on this one is because it doesn't have a host. Seems pretty
Bill
wound up,
will
though.
see. I would like to have Bill. He's going to see Charlie looking at the artifacts or the objects. I'm assuming. How does Charlie look when he does that? I don't think we've ever had this information.
It has subtle on it, so you can't notice a difference. He probably doesn't even have to move his head to look at them.
I'm gonna hold on to the mood ring.
Bill will hold up the chain and ask Charlie if this is anything, like what's going on here.
I will see powers on the chain.
So this is not quite an artifact. It is almost an anomaly in and of itself. It's essentially a flywheel in the sense that it's just waiting for a small paranormal kick to get spinning. It seems incredibly powerful. But it's going to be a roll of the dice to see what this thing does or becomes.
I so much want to attach it to the cog and just spin it. It probably doesn't do anything, but maybe.
There is also, you guys haven't explored the cog at all.
The cog.
Other point of business. Can we attempt to?
Yeah, we are. We're
From
exploring.
Albert.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought we had
Albert. Getting the.
Yeah, we have a
Pull it
bunch of
out.
small quests we can do. By the way, I just want to get this out real quick. We are exploring the cog because I have some of my scientists working on it. Remember?
Right. They're still not done, though, because
The
it's barely been a day.
cog.
Well,
Because
yeah,
it's
it's not been anywhere close to a day. So yeah.
Cog.
and
Yeah.
also it took version 1 several months to figure out what the cog did.
And I did change it so you guys wouldn't be able to use that information
we'll get-
exactly.
In 3 days.
The
It's
cog.
been so long, I don't fucking remember what they did. So
I do.
there's that.
Hero Squad is a bright star in my memory.
Everything else that is gray.
Yeah, no, it's fucking a black hole.
So I'm going to, much to Sweet Tooth's chagrin, grab some tongs from the kitchen and go try and remove the thing. I'm gonna bring some regeneration candy to feed it afterwards.
Albert, in his brain-damaged giant spider way, is just drooling venom, and as soon as you put the candy up there, he just absent-mindedly munches on it without even focusing in. You think the regeneration's working? You're not really sure how it works.
I wanted to pull the bullet before I did that.
Okay, make a first aid check.
Do we have anyone with medical experience?
You have green.
Avery does in a fashion.
Oh, Avery, and I think, could Mr. President help with this?
Yeah, Mr.
He
President.
has
He's
medicine?
not going to be trained, but yeah.
I thought he had. Medicine's different from first aid.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll have Avery help out with this, or maybe I'll help Avery because it seems better.
Before you do anything, Avery will walk up to Albert. Like he'll see you have the tongs. He'll see you looking at Albert. Just know what you want to do here. And before anything, he'll go up to Albert, start looking around stuff he has, find a swatch of fabric that matches the color of Albert's chitin. Maybe some sequins.
All right. You find the grayish kind of pallid color that matches a Grim Widow's exoskeleton.
Okay. Will I need a googly eye for this?
Couldn't hurt.
Okay. So Avery gets all his stuff ready. He gets out some modeling glue, thread, little ball peen hammer to force a needle through. Turns and looks at Charlie with this weird look of grim satisfaction in his eyes.
I'm a little scared.
He doesn't even say anything, he just nods.
I'm gonna like squint and like move my head away. I'm like, what is going on here?
You may begin.
Okay. Yeah, so you're trained in first aid, right?
I would hesitate to call what I do first aid, but sure.
I meant like out of character. Like, do you have the skill first aid?
What, in real life?
No.
No, like, is puppet arms analogous is what he's asking, and the answer is maybe.
I'm asking if Avery is trained in some form of first aid.
He isn't, but he has something that's...
Is that not a skill?
I've previously been able to use puppet arms instead.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, so I'll assist your roll.
Okay. So puppet arms just has 2 hard dice.
That works out okay. I mean, it is right on the brain, so checks out.
Okay. I don't know much about what kind of brain a large insect will have.
Either way, it seems like it's working out okay. I mean, he's not responding to your presence.
I will wedge a piece of cotton into the brain in hopes of regenerating what was lost.
So the bullet is still there. You need to find a way to get the bullet out. What are you doing to remove the bullet lodged in the spider's brain?
What kind of bullet is it?
I'll be right back.
44 special.
This means nothing to me. The situation is stable. Avery will wait for Karenade to come back from the bathroom to ask for bullet help.
Nah, just pull it.
Just yank that shit. But how though?
Avery will.
Hey, Sam, do I know any veterinarians from Logan refugees?
Can be a very specialized veterinarian who knows how to work on bugs.
So
Well, I would assume that different gangs came through Logan and they would stop and trade and stuff. And I assume they needed to get
I
patched
feel
up.
like most people would be appalled that we had a Grim Widow in our warehouse.
It's not really so much an animal as it is just a demon.
I take offense to that, actually.
So, Chris, what happened with that is most people with medical training in Logan either stayed behind to help refugees who were either shot or got injured in the escape. And the 1 or 2 stragglers you still had, you don't know how or why, so you can't point fingers deliberately, but they didn't make it through Green Meadows. Even you don't know if they stayed behind to help out the sick and poor there or what happened.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Yeah.
All right. How does it look like the bullet is lodged? Like, what's been keeping it in this entire time?
Just the fact that it is about a ½ centimeter beneath the surface of the exoskeleton. It is wedged deep into this thing's brain.
Okay. So, considering I don't really know what's going on in there, but as I understand it, bugs are kind of held up with pressure tissue. So that's why a spider crumbles up when it dies. I'm going to assume that the best option for Avery here is to stand at such a point that he can immediately start using puppet arms while someone else pulls the bullet out, because I don't think he'll be fast enough to do both those things in one action. So Avery will stand around Albert, kind of shuffling around a few minutes, then stand behind him with his hands and the material he needs already touching Albert's head, and hand Charlie the tongs.
Okay. So do I need to make a roll for this? And if so, what roll am I making for this?
Jesus. We'll say this is. We'll say this is you assisting Avery with the puppet alms check. I'm gonna say for the intense preparation, this would be equivalent to taking your time. So add 2 additional dice because this is you can take your time twice.
Okay, so I will roll 2 dice along with puppet gnomes.
Yep, and that'll represent.
Would it be 3 because I'm also assisting?
Yes. Sorry, yes.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna need 10s. Okay, how about 2 10s and 2 7s?
All right, 2 10s will do. All right. So, as Charlie gets the tongs, and you did seem to be correct about the spider's internal anatomy being a pressurized system, because as soon as the tongs like crack the armor a little bit, it's like almost like a crab skin. The bullet is almost like pushed out. Talk like crab. No, okay. Um, it starts almost spurting with this sort of like grayish blue ichor as Avery slams the cotton, and he was very correct in not trying to do both. It would have been very, very difficult to time this properly.
I return.
So as the cotton gets into the spider's wound, between the regeneration candy and puppet alms, the wound closes up almost immediately. Now with just a bit of a small discoloration and a googly eye where the bullet was.
Is that in place of a regular eye, or does it have a light?
No, it's just it would have been like flat chitin otherwise.
The googly eye will absorb within 45 minutes.
Horrified.
The description for this power is gross.
All right. You see the drooling stop, but Albert is apparently no more reactive to the outside world than he was before.
We did it, Patrick. We saved the day.
I will pat him on the head.
What is your passive scrutiny?
Passive scrutiny, none.
Make a scrutiny check for me.
Do I care about height or width?
Height. Oh, both, but height.
4 9s?
Okay. Something feels different compared to how non-responsive he was earlier. Before, when you would pat him, he would stay down and then almost through a natural process slowly elevate back up. This time, he springs back up immediately, almost as if he's under tension. So something has changed.
We repressurized Albert.
Avery is going to observe this change and call over Bayou Bill because Bayou Bill has the anatomy power and just generally seems to know where to bite stuff. So Avery, who is scared to death of Bayou Bill, will still respect his opinion in this regard. So Bill walks on over and focuses on Albert, maybe like pushing him up and down a bit to see the springiness.
What is the die pool on his anatomy sense?
He has 2 hard dice of anatomy, 2 hard dice of perception, and 2 hard dice of scrutiny.
Good. So,
all of that has endless.
While doing the checks, Bill tells immediately that this is not how specifically dread widows are supposed to function, because that's the subspecies Albert is. This is a spider trying to mimic a prior action to stay within expectations. Due to his time as a bog resident, Bayou Bill remembers, widows are incredibly intelligent creatures.
So Bill will turn to Charlie and say, so he's all here, near as I can tell. There's nothing wrong with him, but I think he's pretending to still be brain dead.
Hmm. Hey, can I use the compliant key?
Avery looks kind of surprised, but sure, hands it to you.
All right. I want to ask the compliant key how to talk with spiders.
Okay, that will be in that would be in the section in the
Oh yeah, we have a person for that.
Speak all languages! Is spider a language?
Yeah, that was my question.
I speak anything, so really, I think it is a language, right? It's a language for a different species, though.
Do you speak any verbal language, or can you just communicate with anything?
Any language, as long.
So
yeah,
the spiders would have
any
to
language.
have a language.
Right?
I mean,
Definition.
like, well, what's the definition of language for this power?
Yeah, I just put language.
Okay, principal method of human communication consisting of words used in structural and conventional way,
Damn.
speech, writing, or gesture.
Too bad we're not human. That means this power is useless.
Yeah, I don't appreciate how specious that definition
Also,
is.
the second definition is a system of communication used by a particular country or community.
Spiders have communities. They work in tandem with each other.
Usually is not. Spiders are very solitary creatures.
No, these specific ones were.
Actually, aren't
Grim widows
Grim
were. You don't know about dread widows.
Let's hand Mr. President the compliant key.
I mean, we could just have him try, and then if not, I'll use the compliant key.
Hello, Albert. Is this your name? And I will try to speak to the spider.
You're not feeling like a catch like you normally do when the language thing activates. You just speak in your normal way.
Got it.
Do spiders have a good enough sense of hearing? Like, he has all of those crazy little mandibular things. Is it like gesture language?
What Bayou Bill would know is widows have incredibly good hearing, so that wouldn't be the hurdle.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I'm just gonna try English. I'm like, hey, buddy, I want to be your friend. Like, we could work out like a eating situation. You don't have to act like you used to. I mean, I prefer you didn't kill me, but I'm gonna see if he responds at all to that.
No.
No? Okay. Then we use the complaint key.
okay.
Oh, so Charlie is using
3
the
dice.
key, right?
Yes.
Add 3 dice to your mind skill. The compliant key grants a knowledge ability. The options are esoteric beings, esoteric ritual, and the last one doesn't come up as often. Let me just quickly verify what it actually is.
Ground biology.
Oh no, that's one of the additional sections. One of the grown ones. You get esoteric ritual, identifying esoteric arts, and identifying otherworldly beings. 3 dice in each of those.
Okay. I will attempt to. I guess esoteric beings is probably the closest.
Yeah.
So how do I roll for that?
Just as if you were rolling for knowledge, you were rolling with 3 dice of knowledge for otherworldly beings.
With 3 extra die for my mind stat.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many points do those have? Or is it just so I have 2 in mind at a base? Do I just add 2 to those 3, or is it more
Yes.
than that?
Yeah,
be-
it's literally just giving you a knowledge skill when you use it.
Okay. I got 0 matches.
Okay,
Okay, so what happens when you get 0 matches? Because the book has a thing. When you
don't
get
use
0
that a lot.
when you get
Or at
0
all.
matches, you don't get any applicable information. Instead, you get absolute bullshit, vaguely related to demons that you have to yell now.
Oh, you're talking about the compliant key, not the actual rule book.
Yeah,
I was like, we don't
Yeah.
do the no matches, everything above 5 thing from the book.
No, the compliant key has a failure state.
Okay. I was like, we don't do that.
So you
But no. It's your power. Okay.
So what do I yell?
you just
Channel.
you get something vaguely related to what you were looking for. It's not actually useful. Tautological is preferable. Like the one time I failed, for example, I yelled, "The largest cacodemon is in fact larger than all other cacodemons." You just shit of that general quality.
It's the cacodemons.
Prince once befriended a Grimoire.
What? What the fuck did you just say?
It was so distorted.
But Prince Stolas once befriended a grim window.
Okay, fancy strip motherfucker. Alright. So, Albert had a prepared action this entire time. As Charlie is distracted with the compliant key, Albert is going to twitch his leg and cut a piece of web he was working on, because as we established, Albert was just destroying a corner of the candy shop with webs. Contained, but just everywhere. A chunk of web is going to collapse, and that will pull Albert back with great force, as he will then rebound off a table and begin scuttle. He will launch about 20 feet in the air and then immediately begin scuttling up the side of the candy shop.
Considering that Bill was standing very closely to him, can Bill attempt to grab him?
Yeah, make a brawling check.
Oh boy, let's cure our brain dead spider that we used as a pet. Let's see what happens. There's nothing gonna ever go wrong with this.
Would the other group be back yet?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, how about 2 10s?
That does not beat Albert's movement power.
I'm going to use my movement power to get up in front of him.
Oh, I forgot you weren't playing Billy for a second.
Billy's movement power. Explosions!
Hey,
Okay.
Sam, can we just say G Slice was recording all this so that as like a comedy sketch?
Absolutely. I assume
Okay,
G
cool.
Slice is recording everything they're around.
So, I have 6 hard dice in my movement power.
That does just barely beat Albert's, yeah.
So, it's just going to be propulsion jetting up, flipping around, and then landing in front of Albert on the wall, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah. Albert will hit you bodily, and then immediately squeeze your arms so that you are bound.
Where are my arms pointing?
Down at your sides. I think with the angle you would have to be at to intercept Albert, you would be. Let me roll a dice to see the possibilities. You would be pointed towards the exit, towards Wheezy's Wharf.
Well, how far away is Weasley's Wharf?
About a mile.
I don't think my jet blast will reach there. 10 dice is what? On range.
1,500?
That's not a mile, is it? A mile's like, what, 2,000 something?
5 tomatoes. 5280. That is the number of feet in a mile.
We're also doing yards, though.
Yeah. But
Just
it,
100.
it's just 3,000 then, right? 3,000 feet.
It would be about 20.
The 10 die in range is
He's
5,120 yards,
Oh,
which
If
is a couple.
propulsion is capable of holding him steady, I guess chivalry could bind him in position with Fraggle Rock.
well, I've been bound, and I don't
Ah.
have the full body burn yet.
That will the bind is the start of a new round if anyone wants to try and intervene before Albert blasts off again.
I would like to have chivalry attempt to get him in binding with Fraggle Rock.
All right.
Is the web still attached to him?
There's a small strand that is just dangling. It's still got the paralytic. Let's see. Dread Widows are paralytic web, damage, poison, bite. So yeah, the paralytic web is still dangling.
I'm just going to use my movement power again to try and slow him down a bit. See if, since it's strong enough to hold me with my 7 body, I assume it's strong enough to hold.
You can make an opposed check. I mean, you're probably stronger than it. You just have to.
Is it an opposed brawling check?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. Because my brawling has burn.
Shit, yeah.
Can I attempt to make an empathy check on this?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And I don't have any penalty dice, right?
Oh, 2 tens. 5 tens.
So to answer you, Bob, no, it's just an opposed roll, and to answer you, Seth, you get the impression this isn't something trying to hurt you guys. It is just absolutely terrified and has just recently come into a working brain again and is just trying to get some space.
Hold on. Just check how much wiggle dice I have in brawling. 6 tens!
You, full on Superman breaking out of the chains, shunt this spider off of you as it goes careening into the floor. It positions its leg in such a way that it rolls like a tumbleweed a couple of times and skids perfectly on its feet. It is backing itself into a corner, making itself appear small.
I'm going to attempt to approach it and, with a prepared action that if it attempts to attack me, I will just turn it to glass. But I am going to attempt to, pat him like I normally would and calm him down.
So as you approach, hairs on its back begin shaking and vibrating, making like a hollow rattling noise as it makes like a small nail-on chalkboard scree as it continues backing up and pressing itself down.
Hey, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Could I use a leadership role to command everyone to stop? Including the spider?
Instituting a cooldown period would be around the abilities leadership has, yeah.
I'm doing that next on my, when my next turn comes around.
I do have to say, Seth, if you hear the rattling, does Charlie continue?
I will stop with that. I'm trying to think. These things are carnivorous?
Almost totally, yes.
I will pull out the sunfish that I have in my inventory that's probably starting to smell pretty bad. And I will toss it over to him.
It lunges backwards as you throw a thing at it.
No, I'm not going to throw it. I'm going to put it on the ground and slide it toward it gently.
It still recoils from it. Just any movement towards it, it seems to be taken as a threat. But it does It doesn't lunge out at you. Next round. Leadership roll.
5 9s.
Nice.
Very good. What's everyone else doing?
I'd like Chivalry to get into position to use Fraggle Rock to bind the spider if necessary.
I'm gonna ask that Chivalry does not get any closer to it than I already am. Or actually,
Basically,
he already
all
is.
rolls would need to be opposed to Bob's leadership role right now.
Okay.
Just to basically go, like... It would basically be like when Bob yelling, chill. And that would be your character, like, immediately disregarding what they say and continuing forward anyway. Which takes a certain level of gonna do this thing. Certain level of determination.
Then Chivalry's turn will be used to become Chilvery.
Very good.
John Hamill Hancock automatically blocks that roll because it's underneath his base endless stability. He's just going to casually take a seat as he's hoping either the spider dies or the spider kills them.
Wow, rude.
One Grey Widower is not going to TPK us.
You'd be surprised.
If it's anything like the Grey Widowers from the Mist, Propulsion can 1v1 it.
Sam has implied before that this thing does not have any willpower left after getting shot in the head. I can probably turn it to glass and it can't do anything about it.
G-Slice is just going to keep recording and be like, man, this is fucking gold.
What's G-Slice's stability? Maybe he stops recording when he chills.
No, that would require.
Recording is his chilling.
Yeah, that's his natural
If
state.
G-Slice stops recording, he loses a base will.
I was literally just about to say that.
Just crushes the camera.
I think I'd have to burn like 3 baseball if you did that.
Can I attempt to make an empathy check to see what would calm Albert down?
Yeah.
I tried to calm Albert down in the moment.
Leadership has questionable effects on spiders.
Well, you know what? I was going out on a limb.
I got another pair of 10s, so that's 5 10s again.
Jesus Christ! All right. So it's a Carronade or Propulsion doing the leadership?
Propulsion. Propulsion has the 4 wiggle dice in leadership.
Very cool. All right, Propulsion with his kind of booming voice developed over however much time he's spent yelling over his own thrusters. Reverberates across the candy shop, giving everyone pause, including Albert, surprisingly. Though maybe not to the degree as someone who speaks English. Seth, what your empathy tells you is this is an animal. Approaching it is probably the worst possible thing to do.
Perfect.
The best thing you can do is basically treat it like a stray cat and give it space. If it wanders off, it wanders off. If not, all the better.
Quick, G-Slice, start playing some Sarah Lachlan music.
In the arms of an angel, fly away.
This is like a comedy sketch.
I'm
Run the arms of an angel.
Hey, for just pennies a day, Mr. President can feed his ego.
gonna step away from Albert and leave him be. I will leave the sunfish there so that if he wants to eat it, he can. I don't know if that is bad for them, if that lights up when they eat it, but I don't think it should since they dissolve it.
I literally wrote in this character that he was afraid of spiders, so I don't know how you want me to play this, Tom. Like, you want me to be happy there's a spider? I don't think that's going to happen, buddy.
The Tread Widow isn't a spider. It's a spider-adjacent super being.
Yeah, that just makes it worse. I think that's on the spider scale. Just a more terrifying spider. I think you're just describing a superhuman spider, and that's like,
You're just describing a Grey Widower, and I have seen The Mist. It is terrifying.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. Did you see the TV show or the movie?
both.
It is terrifying.
Like, no offense, Mr. President does not like spiders. He could hide that he's terrified of them because of his stability, but he fucking hates spiders.
The only reason David is okay with this is because he has a 3-mile-long blast of flame that he can pull out at any time.
And so that Albert can digivolve into a spider waifu for Charlie.
Don't
Okay,
fucking say that.
Hold on.
Can you please disconnect Tom for that?
So,
Yeah, I was about to say,
okay, first
you
of
know
all,
what?
A, you'd have to call on another favor from Cream to do that, and B,
Um,
no.
There we go. There we go. That's the best I
back,
can
read them,
do right now.
bring him back.
Did you serve him?
No, I'm still here.
No, I just muted you. I muted you. That's the best I can do.
I see.
We can still hear him talking. I don't know if you can.
So,
Oh no, I unmuted him.
Oh.
there is a scene with Albert that can play out if you guys want to narrate it. Otherwise, we can just cut, I guess.
Yeah.
Cut to the time before David and everyone got back, and Albert suddenly gained sentience.
All right. So you guys see Albert approach the sunfish, immediately turn and walk towards one of the candy preparation tables. Seth, is Sweet Tooth making any form of rock candy right now?
Rock candy, probably not. That wouldn't go on the candy cooling table anyway. If he had that, it would be in like strings in a mason jar.
Does he
or
have
sticks.
anything for like scraping, cutting, or otherwise breaking up candy?
Yes, he has like a little paddle or scissors.
All right. Albert is going to begin headbutting a table with some scissors on it until the scissors fall into the ground, and he is going to then pick it up using one of his legs. He's going to walk over to the sunfish, carefully prick a hole in it. A jet of plasma is going to launch the sunfish into the horizon, and Albert is going to give it a little wave as it goes.
I guess they don't eat sunfish.
Albert is then going to go chill in his webs. Albert has gained a pair of scissors.
Sweet Tooth is unhappy with this development, but he's not going to say anything.
Also, what the fuck is a sunfish?
It's a fish as bright as the sun, but it's been in Charlie's pocket for like 6 weeks now, so it smells horrendous.
Yeah, I was realizing I think we got that before we fixed the water.
So
No,
did.
we got it right. No, we got it right after.
Oh.
Which it's still been a couple days. but
if
still.
a minor puncture was enough for that to happen, what kept the fish from going supernova in your back pocket?
You have to crack it like a glow stick for it to glow.
Of course.
Jose descends from heaven, cracks it like a glow stick, and ascends back into heaven.
Hey, welcome to Weird Escadons with Jose.
I am especially good at cracking glow sticks. Just ask Reginald.
Reginald feels a shiver as someone's walking on his grave.
Considering Reginald has died several times, that is actually very likely an option.
His grave is the fucking river outside of the warehouse.
Or at least two of them are.
Reginald has a moment where, for no reason, he thinks, "Wait, why am I helping these guys again?" Right? No, don't give in to the darkness. Go on.
It's okay, Josie left.
Okay. So we have reached Albert as a member of the party. You don't have a good read on him yet. You feel like he has a personality, but he's also a spider and incredibly dangerous. So we'll see how this plays out.
We'll get there.
He's really into gastronomy.
I will say, Bible, what's your survival?
2 dice, 2 hard dice.
Roll that for me in response to what Albert just did.
All right. That's 2 10s.
All right. So, based on your experience in the bogs, that Dread Widows are normally
Wait,
much...
sorry, I rolled the wrong pool. It's still 2 10s.
Okay.
Nice.
Dread Widows are usually smarter than your average Grim Widow. However, that level of intelligence is not the type you normally expect. Like, Dread Widows are the types to like set traps, hunt using tracking. That looked like someone doing something to entertain themselves, which is not in their MO.
Bill will think about that, scratch his chin a little bit, then yell, "Hey Avery, what brand of cotton did you use to rebuild his brand?" Sam, what brands of cotton are available in the city?
We got Fairy Fluff, Tutalamuk's Way, as Way spelled as Encouraging Way. The clouds descend upon us, praise be his name. The rest of that label's cut off. And finally, Cotton Max.
How's Max spelled?
KWE.
What?
Of those, I don't remember the exact name you said, but Avery's gonna say I used some of Talaylock's fluffy stuff.
Tillamook's Way.
Okay. That's the one Avery used. Bill will nod as if that means fucking anything to him. He doesn't know what information he expected to get, except maybe the more fancy a brand is, the smarter the resulting creature is. I don't know. He will, however, share with the class that this Dread Widow is significantly smarter than he would expect them to be.
I don't know if I'd say smarter. They're already very smart creatures, arguably smarter than like your average person. But
Just like a different nature.
yeah,
Yeah. Like this one's trying to entertain itself. This one has. This one might have a little wider range. Like it might be more sapient than it is sentient.
welcome to Synonyms with Tom. As I open up Webster's fucking dictionary to check that. Anyway,
I thought sapient and sentient. I thought sapient was what humans
I'm
have,
joking.
and sentient is what intelligent beings have.
I'm joking. Just all right. So
I think my vocabulary is good enough to run a segment called Synonyms with Tom.
Egg and egg are synonyms.
Subscribe.
No. Okay. So a scene.
Okay, you have to subscribe to Pointing to Same Word as Synonyms with Seth.
Okay. So that's Albert getting used to his mind being back together. Speaking of like money coming in, though, one thing I do need to go over before I forget is Sweet Tooth gives away like a good chunk of his candy, right?
He gives away candy to people who like come into the shop as friends. He doesn't generally give it away if people seem like they're customers. Like he's not stupid. He gives candy away as said to friends and like small amounts as free samples, but he doesn't give so much away that he wouldn't be able to make sales.
Okay.
You know, I'm surprised I haven't asked this up to this point. Does this warehouse have a storefront?
You guys are basically constantly in the storefront.
Yes.
Okay.
He has it so that people can see when he's making candy, which is usually.
So I'm going to say, since the warehouse has been open, a lot of chaotic shit has happened. You've not had a good chance to have like a solid business day for a very long time. Um, you are also a new development. Lately, you have had some people walking in. The store, all told, after all the investments you've had to make into repairs, getting it up and running, buying materials, you've made about 5,000 pieces of 8.
Okay. Should
Uh,
we make like a group character sheet that just like has information that all of us can access and edit?
Possibly. That might be a good idea for later. I will say, you do have one consistently high paying customer who is going to walk in now. You guys see Takazma walk in with a world's number 2 dad mug.
I will start getting out the coffee flavored candy.
He's here
He
for.
strikes me as wanting coffee flavored candy, but also like Takazma strikes me as the kind of person who would like black licorice.
Possibly. He also needs jawbreakers to power the fusion reactor that Parker gave him.
So he's probably just here for those.
So we can get like yeah. So we can use that as a coffee machine. For a small bag of jawbreakers, he will straight up pay you 15,000 pieces of 8.
I will give him. I mean, what will he do for a large bag of jawbreakers?
He just needs a small one for now. He is all about
Okay.
consistent investment.
Then I will give him a small bag of jawbreakers, which I imagine is probably like 10.
Let's do like 15.
Okay.
All right. He's going to nod, leave the money, and be on his way. Transaction complete.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, he raises the mug at you. It now says world's number 3 dad.
You know what? 3 is still a really high rating.
All right, so he leaves with world's number 4 dad mug.
Wait, does Takazma have kids?
No.
I'm imagining like this is a focus where it's just like, I got you a number dad mug, dad. And it's like the only power it has is it actually updates for that information objectively.
Which, to be honest, he's doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah.
It's a high rating.
But if he careened an entire 2 positions after being in the top 5 just from one minor discussion with Sweet Tooth, that doesn't bode well.
I mean, does it also take into account where he lives? That could skew the average a little bit.
Fueling his addiction is probably not something that will raise your level for being a dad.
What if we're misreading this and his child is how he considers the coffee machine? And the coffee machine created the mug for him.
Okay, so if that was the case, there would never, and I do mean never, be a scenario where that mug says anything other than 1.
Well, it's vindictive because Sweet Tooth made it.
Sweet Tooth did not make his coffee machine.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not. Parker made that.
I swear that Sweet Tooth turned something into a coffee machine. He like did some retroencabulation bullshit. And in like the first session I ever played,
I attempted to make a coffee machine. It did not work. A few sessions later, Parker showed up, and Parker made a coffee machine that converts jawbreakers into coffee.
oh yeah, and that's why Takazma tried to kill himself by casting himself into the sea.
Because he just broke his goddamn coffee machine.
I mean, so the coffee machine did work. Takazma just doesn't have jars of Childish Wonder lying around, which Sweet Tooth is going to go check and make sure they're still in date.
You still got 3.
Okay.
Very hard to replace. Very rare. All right.
Yeah.
I believe that is all the outstanding obligations I had on the docket for consequences of your actions and ongoing business. I just had to get those out of the way. All right.
I should write down that 15,000 somewhere, because I'm not good at keeping track of money.
20,000 total with the 5,000 passive profit.
I need to total my pieces of 8. Let me do that real quick.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna take a picture of how I've been writing down pieces of 8 on Sweet Tooth's character sheet, and you guys can get angry at me.
Okay. I have a few pieces 8 on some of my characters, but Avery has the 300 pieces of 8 he got given for the dirigible puppet.
What?
You motherfucker!
What?
Why do you do it like this?
Why did you get such a weirdly not round number that first time?
I think someone was being edgy when they gave me pieces of 8.
Wait, how did I not know about the Billy emote?
Billy emote was on the previous server before you joined the game.
The reason you had 666 was because we divided it amongst 3 people or 6 people, I think.
Something like that. It's just how it worked out with division. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avery won't ever let the 300 pieces of 8 he got for the dirigible puppet be sold or be used in any capacity, because they're the first time anyone's ever paid him for puppet stuff.
He just had to get isekai to another world and give a puppet to a man. Jesus Christ.
Isekai is how all the dreams come true.
Oh, I'm going to start feeding people in the warehouse memory restoration candy, including myself.
So
Any of us are
Why?
missing memory.
not true.
I think all of us are missing memories.
Yeah, we're definitely missing memories.
You guys all
I
get
don't-
flashes of your
Memories.
times in Cream's brothel.
Oh.
Anytime you guys have been in that building, there are entire sections and things you did that you guys do not remember.
Well, fuck. Now I want to blow up some skyscrapers.
The main issue is this was not memory suppression. That you guys can feel the chunks in your mind where there were things and no longer are. And the only thing is now you are aware essentially where the tape skips. You have a very
This makes Karenade angry.
You have very clear periods where you no longer have memories, which were previously glossed and smoothed over. The only one that really gets any memories out of it would be Sweet Tooth. With a very familiar ship. One of the ships you saw wrecked around the prison ship that was carting Urban Decaying Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
In this memory, you feel yourself strangely at ease, unfamiliar at the time, but familiar to you now, as heartstrings calming aura. You see a massive structure of fleshy tendrils and like bone plating assembling itself above Alabaster as he talks to what looks to be a almost 8-foot tall Art Deco golem with a screen giving him orders. You don't recognize the man on the screen, but he kind of has a merchant look to him.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
As you come back, everything around that memory is fuzzy. You don't know why you still have this one. You don't know if it was an oversight or intentional. But you have a face now, at least.
I see. I am going to attempt to draw out that face while people are doing other stuff, because we have other stuff to do this session.
Okay. Do you want to see him make a candy that gives you artistic talent?
Yes.
Alright.
What flavor is that? Desperation.
It tastes like what you hope Play-Doh would taste like when you made it into food as a kid.
Wait, can the candy that makes you a good artist taste like exposure?
It only makes you hungrier.
Oh yeah, actually, I will have that as a side effect. You get hungry after using the art candy.
It's called Starving Artist for a reason. So, let's see here. Things we still need to do: find glaucoma, and confront verbal kink. We haven't done the two main things this session.
No, we did some important things. Deal with a spider.
I mean, that is important. Albert's a strong character, but who is going to Quartz right now?
I would like
Sam,
Bill
I
to
hate
go to
to
Quartz.
do this, but I need to get off in 30 minutes.
Oh. Shit.
Do we want to do the verbal kink one first then?
Well, I'm going to be in both. You could just play without me. Do it without me.
Let's do the verbal kink one first, because I feel like that one has more of a presence for Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No worries.
I
Don't
just
worry.
have to keep getting up really early, and it's
Yeah, no, it
exhausting.
makes sense. Can't blame you.
Yeah, I couldn't function this morning when I woke up.
That's fair. All right. So, you guys do have a door you designated as your verbal kink door.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can use your group's coaster to access verbal kink's bar.
All right, so who all was going with us?
I believe we're bringing John Tanner, John Hannibal Hancock, Avery, and Charlie.
All
Should
right.
we bring Chivalry 2? I don't really know how the
Yeah.
bar's anti-power field would affect him.
I think so. I would consider Avery and Chivalry a pair, so I
usually consider them a pair.
Okay.
I straight up don't know if he can enter the bar. Like, I think he might just poof and then come back when you leave.
All right. Well, Chivalry once for nothing, if not new experiences, I guess.
Oh, what's the group limit?
4.
4.
Oh, we'll see what happens.
Wait, we'll just do we don't need everyone, so I mean we could just do Avery.
It's not ambiguous as to whether or not chivalry actually counts as a person by the definition of the bar.
Well, yeah, we also don't want to burn through our coaster slots.
Yeah, because if he did, it would take up an extra thing. Just stop doing whatever you're doing to your mic.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'd still like Avery to be there in the basis. I want to see how he gets banned from this bar.
Hi, I'm Avery. I get banned from every bar I've ever been in.
Alright, so we got the core group.
Yep.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, minus Chivalry.
Minus chivalry then. Alright.
Well, should we try to take him or not?
No, we don't want to use the extra slot, just in case.
Yeah, but we don't know. Does he need an extra slot?
Would you rather risk the extra slot?
Oh.
Okay, so then let's not bring him in. We can just ask him.
What's up? I'm back. At it again.
Alright.
We're going through the door, Bob. Come on,
The kink of
Let's
birds.
go.
Let's go.
and understand.
David just rocket propels himself to the front of the line.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go!
Oh, we're taking David, not Jack Tanner? Okay.
Yeah.
Guns is going to the other bar then.
Jack's already met Quartz.
Oh, okay.
Propulsion has not.
Fair enough.
Quartz needs to know everyone so he can be pissed at everyone.
We're doing the verbal kink one first because Chris has to leave.
Okay.
If that changes,
I thought we already did.
no,
So we split up into 3?
no, we didn't do a verbal kink one.
Huh.
We haven't split yet.
We've been at this for an hour. And we literally just did the spooter.
Yep. We did Spooter.
Spooter for an hour. Alright. Verbal kink with David. Jack. David Jack. Mr. David Jack.
Okay, so
That's
David Jack. Not to be confused with Jack Hannibal Hancock. But Jack Hannibal Hancock is coming.
you guys come into the
Ew.
cascading glassy marble interior of the bar. The barman is there, giving you a salute.
Give him a salute back.
Oh, were we bringing the body?
Are you
Yeah.
in the bar? Oh.
I'll just take off my gun and go, where do I check this?
I would imagine you just don't have it.
No, he still has it. It's just
It just has an orange safety tip put on it.
yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
I
You got
love
convention.
that. It's been nerfed.
Yeah.
It now just shoots a giant Nerf bullet that does no damage.
I was gonna say they just do what the gun range I go to do, and they just stick a wire into the barrel and like out the ejection port, so that nothing can go into it.
Okay.
But
so,
the orange safety tip is better.
So, instead of saluting, the barman's going to immediately notice you guys bringing a dead body into the bar. Do a gesture that immediately isolates you guys from the rest of the patrons paying good money to be here. And go, so, I'm noticing a body.
Yes.
He belongs to you, I believe.
Yes, we need to speak to Purple King.
And you're certain this is one of ours.
We
He
used
seemed to think he was.
the complying key, didn't we?
No, we used a power that gave us inside information on
You
people.
used
And
Izzy's busybody power.
Yeah. The busybody
Does the-
power.
Did the barman say that, or did Sam say that?
That was Sam.
Okay.
The other option would have been wild. Good laugh on good foley from Bob.
My mouth was full of water when I laughed. So I didn't want a repeat of last time I told Tom to fuck off.
Okay, so,
Do you guys have sleeper agents?
I mean, we do, but I don't recognize him.
Yeah, you just want to talk to your boss. Well, the boss.
Cool. Did you really have to bring a dead body into this place of business? Can you put him back? Like, throw him out
I mean,
somewhere?
Where do you like how? But then how are you gonna?
Take a
How are you
picture,
gonna know?
for Christ's sake. You're civilized.
We don't have a camera.
No, we do. Didn't think of that.
You didn't tell me we had a I just assumed we didn't have a camera.
There's the dude that's walking around.
Yeah, I'm
all
not touching
day.
that guy's camera. I don't know what he does with it.
You know what? Fair.
I can almost assume it's nothing fun, nor do I want to catch whatever his camera has.
The barman's just gonna, like, rub his brow for a minute. Go, Jesus fucking Christ. Here, he takes out a Polaroid, takes a picture of the corpse's face, hands it to you. He's like, can you
Okay.
now please get the dead body out of my bar? I am going to have to clean the floor you dragged him on. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Would
I
you like
assume
some
it was
help with the mopping?
I assume that Carronade was just carrying
Yeah.
him like firemen's
And like,
carry.
there's no blood, so he shouldn't be tripping.
Yeah.
Carrie just, hey, how's it
Also,
going?
just because there's no blood doesn't mean it's not filthy to have a fucking dead body
Oh yeah,
inside
he
a
did.
restaurant.
He did shit him. Like when you die, you do shit yourself. So you know.
Even if that hasn't happened, it's still gross.
I mean, I could turn that to glass before we go in.
You can't.
You can't
Hey.
get powers in the bar.
You can't
Hey.
glass away all of your your
Even
problems.
if it was perfectly sterile, I would understand the bartender for being upset and still cleaning because of the concept of it.
Hey, Jack, can you
Like a
take this
fucking-
back outside? I'm sorry.
Oh shit, I just looked at what a 40mm cannon looks like. They're fucking huge. It's about as big as a 2-story building. Jack carries that around on his back.
Nice.
Bob's ADD strikes again.
Yeah. Well, no, I was curious because I was thinking, yep, I'm carrying the body. Me, the guy who carries a 40mm cannon on his back. Hold on, how big is a 40mm cannon? So I guess, yeah, ADD. But, I was also going to ask the bartender if he wanted help cleaning up.
He's gonna go.
Are we?
He's Just put up Sam.
Or
No,
putting-
no, Christ, no. Just look. The boss is in a meeting for a while. He wasn't expecting you this time.
Do you have a body bag?
No, because violence isn't supposed to be possible here. Someone would have to willingly bring a dead body into my bar like a sociopath.
I refuse to believe we're the first sociopaths to come into your bar.
Yeah, but the one they usually don't bring bodies with them.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like a lot of people that enter this bar are probably sociopaths.
I feel like this isn't even your first body. You're just overreacting because it's the first body we've brought in.
He looks horrified and just stares at everyone in the party like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? You brought a body into a restaurant.
Yeah, but like it's the city, and I assume we're just getting this scolding because it's the first time we're doing it.
It's
And
a
then probably look around,
restaurant.
and I'm like, that guy probably over there brought one in like
Yeah,
literally an hour
Okay,
ago.
listen, you say we're getting
Outside.
scolded. You say we're getting scolded because it's the first time we brought a body here. Do you think Sweet Tooth would let any of us live if we put a fucking dead body on one of his cooling tables?
I'd like to see Sweet try to try.
We literally did put a dead body on his.
It's already happened a couple times.
Yeah, it's not happened once. It's happened like 3 times. I like to think that Avery's just taking willpower.
It's like the bulging anger vein, but it's over his tear furrow instead of on his forehead.
Sam, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Should Avery make a stability check?
Yeah.
I don't know what the consequences are, but yes.
Just like
Matches.
No matches.
Tom? Avery
Yeah.
gives into his prime, like, courtesy and decorum-based rage as a fey creature.
Alright, Avery's gonna start hyperventilating. His pupils get really small. He's like,
I'm just gonna hand him a folded brown bag.
Sam, can I whisper in the bartender's ear? You should ban Avery from the bar.
I'm just gonna hand him a folded brown paper bag.
I like that. Alright, Avery's gonna, like, grab the bag, but then not put it down. He's gonna see Mr. President fucking stage whispering at the bartender's like, okay, I'm the only one here who agrees with him. I'm the only reasonable person here. Why should I be banned?
I can't wait for him to agree with us. Like, how did you know I was lying?
Alright. Avery, I'm carrying an anti-tank weapon on my back.
Okay.
That man.
Outside.
I literally pull sentient mini soldiers out of my pockets.
It's the principle. It's a dead body in a restaurant.
I assumed Gary threw it outside.
We still brought it into this place with us.
We go into the next room. It's just filled with dead bodies.
We ate here.
Avery's going to look at the bartender like so lost. How's the bartender reacting to this?
He seems horrified at everything all of you were saying except Avery.
I like to think that we have the SpongeBob thing, like we're with the diapers thing, but instead it's with dead bodies. We just pull the wall open, and it's like dead bodies filled with walls. It's like
you see Verbal Kink enter through the wall, being followed by an Elton John looking motherfucker and someone who looks like they walked straight out of a Spanish soap opera, complete with the low cut, like fluffy shirt. Verbal Kink's just going, "Alright, Goodberry, we'll see you at the festival. Everything should be set up properly. Everything should be in place. It'll just take us a couple months to get it moving." Alright, you see them kind of like phase out. Alright, now what's this I hear about a dead body being brought into our bar?
Hey kids, you want to see a dead body?
Avery will present himself in front of everyone and says, "Hi, I wasn't here last time. I'm with the candy shop. My name is Avery Way, and all my friends are fucking sociopaths."
Wait, that's a very fair to assume that we are friends.
Kennedy's just gonna be waving in the background.
Let me check when Mr. President says that. Just-
Hey, can we have a chat about who that person was? Also,
Kennedy's just gonna like be waving with a shit-eating grin on his face in the background. Hello.
Avery's smiling like a maniac, but looks like he's about to burst out sobbing at any moment.
I have said nothing to the contrary. I still enjoy your company.
So Verbal Kink is going to steeple his fingers and go. So I'm sensing some tension here. Temperature's
We think it's one of yours.
Bit high. Do you have a picture?
We have a face, and a head, and a body.
I thought we
I
talked
really
about
thought you were
that.
about to rip his fucking face off. I was really terrified.
I froze up there thinking the same thing.
I was really scared when you said that. I got so scared. This guy took his face off. It was like John Hawkins just normalized by seeing dead bodies. John
It's like
Cena
John-
might
like-
actually fucking distinguish his body.
He turns around and fucking carinates, standing there like a fucking Hannibal Lecter.
I don't really care how this goes anymore. This is just so funny. This is ridiculous. Okay. We think we're pretty sure it's one of yours.
We don't think. We know.
We know.
Alright, he takes the Polaroid to the barman just to... Yeah, that
Jack's just sitting there, like, using the mouth to talk. I'm one of yours.
You can see that he doesn't recognize him at first, but he's like, oh, fuck, right. This was Terry. He was just supposed to keep an eye on you. Like, make sure you guys were okay.
Oh, yeah, you killed him?
Did we kill him?
We didn't actually kill him, he killed himself.
Yeah, he used a cyanide pill.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Good, we didn't kill him.
Actually, if I remember correctly, Sam, we tried to save him. Yeah, I know. We literally tried to save him, and he just decided to fucking...
Isn't half his skull glass?
No, just his brain.
Jesus. Alright, he's gonna gesture towards the barman. Alright, make sure all of our agents go through the goddamn cyanide pill training again. Obviously something we missed.
Yeah, he just cyanide himself. We literally tried to bring him back, but he just kept swallowing
Make
the
sure they're
cyanide.
properly trained this time. Sorry for the spook.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
spook?
Just a heads up, we will be keeping eyes on you. It's not invasive. We just assumed a reputation preceded us here.
He was
Okay.
tagged as a sleeper
All you
agent.
had to do was just say, "Oh yeah, I work for Verbal King. We're just here to hang out and watch and make sure you're okay." And we would have been like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." But instead, he acted like he was like part of the Reich at first.
He was very
Which is what we
cagey and
thought.
Yeah, no, Terry is kind of just shady like that. Like, I don't know what it is, but people just assume the worst with him.
I think you mean was.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
He didn't have to take the cyanide pill. He could have told the truth.
Yeah, they keep doing that. I don't know why. We you know that's not standard issue. They have to request it specifically.
Fuck Sam, that was so good.
Avery's gonna pick up the Avery's gonna unfold the paper bag now and start hyperventilating into it.
I don't know why. I don't know why this keeps happening.
Sam, I really want to ask him. So this can't be the first body that's been in this bar, right?
It's not the first. It is still within the first 5. I can count the number of dead bodies I've been there in one hand.
That is frankly astonishing.
I thought it'd be more.
Wait, didn't we bring a dead body last time? Technically, with Amber's dead.
No. I mean, that's a hard argument to make.
We brought identifying features of a corpse into.
We brought skin cells that were just on the.
Those are identifying features of a corpse. Legally.
Anyway, sorry about the dead body. We were just wondering why this guy kept he was acting like he was a Reich sleeper agent, and then we had to wait until he died from his cyanide after trying to save him, and it said verbal kink, and we were just confused.
And we don't actively have body bags on hand because we don't take prisoners.
What?
I mean,
we literally do not always kill.
But have we ever taken prisoners?
I mean, no, but that's also the
There you go.
second time we've killed someone ever. I think.
Yeah.
So verbal kink is you see his hands on his temples.
Technically, we didn't kill him. He killed himself. It was suicide.
You can tell he's maybe regretting inviting you guys to letting you guys into the bar to begin with.
But we have also never taken prisoners.
So-
we just kind of let people go.
Okay, listen. Let's just finish this. We'll just say, okay, if you want someone to hang out with us, just tell them, hey, we're part of this group. We'll do an insight check. Turns out true. We won't question them any further.
I mean, that was basically how it was supposed to go. I don't know why this happened.
John Hannibal Hancock will reiterate the entire conversation word for word because he has it memorized.
You don't need to. You don't need to. Jesus Christ.
See how shaped the
Turning
word
to the bag and just look verbal kink in the eyes. Neither of them are saying anything, but Avery's going to communicate. Believe me, man. I understand. This shit is ridiculous. Why are people like this? What's happening?
So Avery's
I
banned
like
from the
that.
bar- No.
How dare you have a physical, a mental connection?
How dare
with
you spirit bond with me?
Sam, I don't think was it supposed to end go like this? Was it supposed to just be funny and us thinking that fucking Bob's character was gonna rip this guy's face off?
Yeah. Basically.
At least I didn't.
Oh God! I actually would have been
This time.
okay, we need to have a talk if you did that
At least I didn't this time.
this time.
Well, sorry for the confusion and not thinking before we brought it
Do
in.
you have a way of bringing him back, or you just want a funeral for him? Do you want a funeral for him?
I'd have to ask his family. I don't know. We're a business. We don't.
Wait, I have an idea.
I wasn't sure if you were close with Terry.
Went and look at you.
Avery will reach into his pocket.
Oh, God.
And what does he have in there for since the crossover? He has a set of the bridles that Chivalry rides in on the horse with, and hands him to Verbal Kink. Chivalry's had a weird floating resurrection this entire time.
And you're just gonna waste it on Terry?
Yeah, no, don't do that.
I'm gonna give it to Verbal Kink because I had a fucking soul moment with him. You guys are fucking psychopaths.
No, save that for something useful. What are you doing?
Giving it to the guy who gives us information, who is nice, who isn't a fucking sociopath.
Terry's gonna come back and re-suicide himself. I don't think you understand how this character works. This character was supposed to die either way.
Tom, this is the third or fourth Terry that's died this campaign.
Actually,
He's just gonna die again.
do you understand that any Ares are supposed to die? We learned that from V1. Anyone that has Jerry as a name is doomed to die within a session.
I wasn't in V1, and this, to my mind, makes the most sense for an action Avery would take because you're all fucking psychopaths.
It says the guy
Verbal
that
Kink is,
Avery is new to the city.
Says a guy that has a puppet hole.
So Verbal Cake is
It
going
goes
to
slurp.
look at this kelped out, damp motherfucker, hand him a miniature horse saddle. He's going to look at you with the most clear sense of befuddlement and concern you have felt in possibly days. Like, you feel he genuinely is like asking with his eyes, "Are you okay? Did this make sense in your head? Because if so, that's more concerning."
Okay, I'm sorry. This is probably not the best look. This is a subset of part of my power with my puppet friend. I'm assuming you're aware of him. This object would allow him to come back to life. I don't know if this will help you in any way bring Terry back to life more quickly, or if you might even want to do that on a quick basis. I just want to offer this to you in case it would make it easier. This is some kind of resurrection focus. Never really tested the limits of it, though.
Okay, but just so we're clear, if he comes back a puppet, I'm banning you from the bar.
That's fair. I don't know if that's on the table, to be honest.
Okay,
Sam's
I feel
definitely
like
going to
that
make
one
him
was a
come
little
back as a
performance.
puppet.
Like the other times, there have been reasons.
He's gonna come back as a fucking puppet talking about what chivalry experiences every time he respawns. Everyone always cuts him off before he can explain it, though.
Yeah, Terry's gonna ask for another cyanide pill right as he comes back as a puppet.
He's a puppet, it won't work.
There's no brain to
cyanide.
smooth. That's how cyanide works.
How does cyanide smooth my brain? It's already smooth.
Can everyone
It's
just have
small,
2
can
points for
dodge
this session?
poison.
Can everyone just get 2 points for this session? This is like the who had the best bit of the night is about that will be impossible.
Hi, I'm Jack Tanner. I ripped a face off a guy. And they're like, "Do you have a face?"
Also, I'm sad. No one's reacted. I put the SpongeBob dead bodies meme in the.
I had to mute when you
I
posted
haven't
that.
tabbed off.
I made this.
All right. I will tab onto it so that oh god, it's on the stream. It's there forever now. Jesus Christ. Oh Jesus. Okay.
It's been a really rough episode for any viewers, just like veiled and non sequitur.
Yeah, I think that's the peak Hero Squad experience. Funny nonsense.
That's why we play.
With occasional tense action.
Every once in a very blue moon, you get like genuine emotional catharsis, but like only once.
Yeah. I want you to know I didn't hand.
V1 had a lot more.
I didn't hand Verbal Kink the Bridle in an attempt to get Avery banned from this bar. In the moment, it actually made sense to me because I too might be a psychopath.
Oh, also, we should ask him if the puppet could come to the bar safely. I would like Avery to ask him that though, because
I'll be right back.
I don't
Okay.
think Avery asking could be considered a triggering of the question. I mean, I don't think he would do that, but
Avery will. I'm sorry to interrupt. Would my friend Chivalry actually be able to enter the bar the next time we might need to come here?
Probably not. He is a byproduct of a power. Familiars are still powers. So if he's not destroyed immediately upon entering, he probably would fall inert immediately.
Okay.
I wouldn't risk it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I don't suppose you're here to cash in your one question.
we have something that we eventually are going to want to use that we know about, but I think we're going to wait until we have a little bit more information so we can ask a better question.
All right.
This has been our attempt to apologize for killing one of your agents. It did. We're sorry about how it went.
Don't lie to him. We were here to grill him. But
Guys,
this is,
You were.
I would like to think that what is it? Sweet Tooth had us have forums that are like, "How was your experience with dealing with the candy shop? Please rate on a scale of 1 to 10."
He does not have those forms because he does not want bad ratings.
He just trashes the bad ones.
I'm imagining I'm imagining Sweet Tooth going into the Yelp offices, like Yelp headquarters, and just killing people with a trident for some reason.
So that was streamed live. Okay.
It's good though.
You quoted that, right, Charlie?
That goes in quotes. That's what that channel's made for.
Someone else has to. I'm currently dying.
I'm not technically at my keyboard.
Also, no, his preferred weapon is a large candy cane.
That makes more sense.
To death with it.
I honestly
Like a
don't know where I
sugar-coated
got.
Crip.
Alright, I'm getting
I don't know where I got trident from. I guess you
Alright,
can make a trident from
Mental Jim,
a really big Twizzler.
John Hancock's gonna walk out the door, and then
Right. Yeah, I think we'll all leave.
I'm gonna leave. Sorry.
Bye. Please don't do any of that ever again. Jesus Christ! I thought not.
Sam, I didn't take notes, which means it's probably gonna happen again.
Wait, don't do any of what again?
Don't bring a dead body into the bar again.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought Sam was saying that, Chris.
No.
No, I was being honest. I didn't take notes this session because it was resurrecting a spider. And yeah, I figured this was gonna be a funny episode, not a note-taking one.
God, I hope Terry doesn't come back as a puppet.
I hope
really
Terry
funny,
comes
but-
back and then he takes again immediately.
I want him to be like a half puppet, half man monstrosity.
Just screaming the entire time.
Well, no, I want it to be like he's fine with it. It's okay. Like, like that's just
Would
what he
you
is now.
find him more trustworthy? Oh,
Wait, actually, if he comes back as a puppet, he could use Fraggle Rock. That could be a problem.
He also might have a puppet hole.
Or he could have what the puppet hole is supposed to be.
Or he could have the puppet hole.
Hey, Sam and Tom, can I publish those? Actually, Sam, so you don't have to tell me
Yes.
why I quoted like a sugar-coated crip.
Yeah, you could publish that. That's fine.
I'm surprised I have a face, and head, and a body wasn't wasn't quoted.
Well, that was really good, though. Fucking hell.
Are you streaming Wheezy again?
It was supposed to be Wheezy, but the image broke.
Okay,
says
you're
this-
not on Discord, right? I want to post the stupid image.
So how do we do points for this session?
Yeah,
Well-
do we just want to call it here?
Well, we have a head.
Well, no, I'm not in the next scene. You guys can just
Okay.
do the next scene. I'll post
Who
it.
actually is? I think it's just Bayou Bill and David.
David.
Bayou Bill's about to get banned.
Can Chivalry go with Bayou Bill, Sam?
Sure.
That's actually
Okay.
probably a good idea.
His courts like Chivalry.
Yeah. They've had moments.
Yeah.
Alright, good night, guys. Bye.
See you, Chris.
Good talking.
Oh,
Alright.
holy fuck.
Verbal kink reputation go down.
Yeah, but like, I don't even know how much down that is. I don't know what. Some stuff has happened here. I don't know how to react to it.
I mean, like, part
So,
of that's his agent's fault. Like,
Every
a big
failed
part
two stability checks.
But also, like, what is the like our collective average charm in that group? Like 2, 3?
mine
Pretty
is
high.
my charm is 4.
Oh,
Because you had Mr. President and Avery there, so it's actually really high.
well, you know what? That's their fault. Carronade has a. Hold on, what is Carronade's? Oh, Karen has a charm of 3. Never mind.
It's the most charming goddamn party that can't talk to people. It's great.
Karen needs charming while he's talking about dead bodies.
I don't know. I think the tearing off someone's face is ripe with like.
Hey, he never tore off anybody's face. That was a conclusion everyone jumped to before I finished talking.
You like you didn't. It's like,
Well,
no,
it's the part you said you have a face. Waited a full 10 seconds before saying you also had a head and body. Your dramatic pause was far more dramatic than you apparently intended it to be.
I intended it to be like a just a nonchalant kind of like, we have this like small unimportant thing, and then we have this larger, more important thing, and then we just have the entire thing we need to convince you that this was one of yours.
No, instead we had Carrie going full Hannibal Lecter.
I actually started crying at that bit.
It's good. It's a good scene.
I was laughing so fucking
It was a
hard.
good scene.
The best scene that's ever happened in my experience of playing this game.
The best part is I didn't have to do it. That was all you guys. That was so good.
I feel bad for Avery.
I feel like we usually feel bad for Avery.
Yeah, like nothing is new. I just felt it was worth saying.
All right. So is it Chivalry, Sweet Tooth? Who's rolling up on a quartz? Sorry, my brain's starting to go a little bit.
Propulsion.
Propulsion.
Bayou Bill, Chivalry.
Sweet Tooth can go.
Yeah, Albert has the shop. Or maybe I wonder if Chivalry should stay there to watch the shop. I'm assuming Sweet Tooth wouldn't want to leave it unattended.
So the Vaqueros are there, and 2 of them are shopkeepers. If you want them to.
Which ones?
Blue has experience as a shopkeep. She normally does she also usually does the group's trading. And I believe just because Lilac is a multifaceted individual with a long history, Lilac has done some experience in the vending world.
I am okay with that. I will give them a flashcard with prices and stuff.
Has Bayou Bill's attempts to never ever be in Amber's line of sight been successful?
Yeah, your stealth score is high enough, and she's not like particularly looking for you.
Okay. Bayou Bill's goal in life one of his current goals in life now is to make sure Amber never, ever meets him.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that fails.
Fuck.
It would be so much better to just work through that than pretend it's not, or than to just avoid the issue.
Yeah, but it'll be much funnier a year from now when it's forced to happen.
Like Amber just goes up. Oh, are you new? Jesus. All right. So you guys roll up on Chernov's bar. Bats is where he always is at the bar, cleaning glasses, looking a bit less peppy, a bit less lively than he usually does.
How's he healing?
Hmm?
How's he healing? Like is he still?
Well, he's there's no like visual indication that he was pulp a while ago, but based on like his well, I guess Bats wouldn't really recognize anyone here, would he?
Avery maybe?
I mean, he would. Bats might recognize Chivalry.
The wrong one.
Yeah, but that's after he lost his memory.
No, I mean we've been here since then.
And Chivalry was having
yeah,
a
no,
good conversation with Quartz.
I mean, like, recognize anyone from before he lost his memory. Sweet Tooth, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we spent a fair amount of time here.
Alright,
we were here a lot more before Avery and Chivalry joined.
Yeah. Let me just do a little check. Oh, yeah. Betts actually has like a moment where he like looks at Sweet Tooth and you can see something like clicking over in his brain a little bit. Loses it at the last second, but it was there.
That's progress.
I'll wave to him.
He is going to wave back. A little bit slower, as if it's like when someone waves at you in the street and you have to think, does this person know me?
The answer is no. They were waving at someone behind you,
Always.
and you just experienced the most awkward moment in your life.
Always, every time. Jesus. Alright, Bats is gonna nod at you guys and go, so, what can I do you guys for today?
I was wondering if, do you know if Glaucoma's here? The skeleton fella?
He was like a day or two ago. He stopped by for a consultation with Quartz. Dude's apparently struggling to make a living, I think. I don't know, I don't speak Icelandic.
I didn't know he could speak. Do you know where he ran off to?
Quartz speaks Icelandic, though.
Ah. Huh.
Alright.
Yeah, from what I gather, Glaucoma barely speaks English. We know. Anyway. Do you guys need to speak to Quartz about that? Because I don't know where he is.
If he can make time on his schedule, the little fellow there would like to speak to him.
Should we nod once?
I don't know if you remember, but I'm disallowed from speaking to him.
I forgot about that too.
And I'd rather not go over the de facto leader's head.
Go wide-eyed as if he's having like a grand revelation. He's going to get a small nosebleed and go, "Oh, fuck, oh, Jesus."
You good, dude?
Better, actually, I think.
Did you get a memory back?
Maybe.
I'd like Bill to use his anatomy sense to get a read on what the hell is going on with bats internally and see what's going on in the old brain patterns while that happens.
Prepare for psychic damage.
So Bill's going to take one shot to the head as he looks at the absolute nonsense that is bats as anatomy.
Okay. Do I get any brainwave or electrical information with the electroperception?
Yeah. Bats has several nuclear reactors built into his body.
So that's probably going to block any finer detail.
You can tell that what's going on in his brain is like 90% of his brain is just straight up dead. It is non-functional. Either that or it is dedicated entirely towards fine muscle control.
So at the exact same instant that Bats gets his nosebleed, Bill will make the same face and also get a nosebleed.
Well.
Just gonna like look over at you as you like start to say something, and I was like, did you get a memory back too?
You see, that's why I don't have empathy.
Because people are fucked in the city.
The problem is that he does have empathy.
I still really want to know the context of the goddamn conversation.
No.
Okay.
I already told you the context once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were saying you couldn't be. Someone was saying something about like you becoming a supervillain, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Sam wouldn't have any empathy," and I was like, "No. Sam's problem is that he does have empathy."
Jesus Christ!
But we felt the need to quote it because, as I recall, when Seth said that, one of the servers at the restaurant walked by and gave him such a look.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was someone. The server was walking behind you holding a tray, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
I never was clued into that fact.
really good out of context quote. Anyway, so Bets is gonna offer you guys the schedule. There is actually a free consultation period today in a few hours if you guys want to wait around.
Bill will smile. That's it. All right. No, he wipes the blood out from under his nose and asks, "Do you know if the bar happens to have iguana in a cup?"
That's going to look the most serious you've ever seen him in your limited experience with him, at least, Bill. And go. What flavor?
I'm sorry. I'm appreciating Bob's attribution. Could you put a $sign before I don't know Seth's last name?
Feel free to push that one if you want, though, since we can't push the old one.
No, you still could.
I don't think you can publish old ones.
Yeah, you can.
You can. It's just I remember someone asking that you edit it with a date, and that's too much work for me.
Yeah.
All right. Bill will be a little surprised and asks, "What flavors do you have?" I have experienced rust.
Bats is going to take a small shard of glass, do a fast little swipe across his arm. You'll see the droplets of blood thin out and collect into a wine tumbler, where Bats will scoop up some ice, do a little margarita shake, and you will have it's a cup full of it's like a Jello shot almost, but it's like gummy iguanas. He does another little shake. It's just an actual iguana bathed in like an old fashioned. Another little shake. It looks like blood.
Oh. Well, Bill will happily take the glass. Be a little confused about where it came from, but he's not gonna. But if this person just like literally offered him his blood and sweat, I guess he's not gonna say no.
So as you go and take the tumbler, you feel a little crack as it breaks in half, and then there's just two fully formed glasses. It's iguana blood. Fermented, of course.
I mean, when you say that, Bill is like, you know what? Originally, I was gonna. He's gonna think to himself. This is not something he's saying. He thinks to himself. I was originally just gonna take this to be polite because I don't know how he created it, but it looked like it hurt. But now I'm just curious. So Bill will attempt to imbibe. Do I need to make an endurance check for this one?
No, but your skin begins drying into scales more so than it already is. Bass is going to snap his fingers and go, "Don't worry, buddy, that wears off." The shedding's a bitch, though.
Tell me about it.
Can I publish the Bats quote? It's iguana blood, fermented, of course.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. So, do you guys do anything to pass the time and chill in the bar, or?
I will order a Jello shot.
Sweet. Bats is going to crush his wine tumbler in his hand until it's a actual shot glass. Scoop up a little bit of water, give it just a little flick, and it's a Jello shot. He's going to give a little flick, and a shot glass full of a Jello shot will just burst out of it as the glass reforms in his hand.
It's like he's gonna. I have an image now of Bats taking a shot glass, putting it into his mouth, putting it up to his mouth, and just blowing really, really, really goddamn hard until it's become an entire Jeroboam of wine.
Does Bats have glass blowing as a skill? Find out this week on Hero Squad. Da 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 da. Anyway.
I'm so tempted to ask now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to instead enjoy the Jello shot.
Actually, how would our characters pass time if we have to wait several hours?
Hold on. Bats is going to look at David expectantly, as if waiting for him to order a shot or drink.
Order a glass of kinetic energy.
I'll get an Irish car bomb.
Sick. All right, Bats gives it a shake. It is a flaming hunk of metal in a cup. Bats is gonna look at the. Oh, sorry. He's gonna shake it and then give you the shot to go with it. It turns out like that sometimes. Don't know why.
Neat.
All right, he serves you his Boilermaker approximation.
Plop.
No, where I'm
Chug.
from, they just call that a car bomb.
Chivalry will look up and ask, "Can you make anything?
As long as
Like
it's
any-
an alcoholic drink.
Can
or
you
Sprite.
make? Can you make me the beer of my homeland?" And it'll hold up one of the empty fairy beer bottles.
Didn't you get that from him?
No, Chivalry just had that. It was in his. He had 150 bottles in his original inventory.
Gotcha.
Bats is gonna like look at that, do a quiet little nod as if thinking, like hand on his chin, stroking. He's going to shape the glass a couple of times into a few different shapes. First one's like a tankard, second one's a fancy wine flute. He's gonna think it over for a second and then finally shape it into a full-on wine bottle, complete with ornate vines growing around it. He's gonna fill that with water, and then like someone about to drop like fucking cesium into cold water, going to turn over the fairy beer and try and shake out a drop into the wine bottle. As it hits the water, you see an unearthly glow consume the bar. The wine bottle looks like it's a portal to another place, a familiar place to Chivalry. For just a second, as it fades down to a quiet, simmering kind of just translucence. He's gonna pour you a cup.
Chivalry takes it. He's shaking a little bit. A blue sequin falls from his googly eye as a single tear. And oh no, it's in the tear furrow. It spreads like cancer.
Contagious cancer, no!
Chivalry takes a sip, gives a shaky nod, and says, "Thank you."
Bats pours himself a glass and gives you a little toast.
What does Bats think of the substance?
Make an empathy check for me.
Okay, what it would Chivalry's empathy even be? Okay. Wow, Chivalry gets 2 10s.
You get the impression Bats actually doesn't like the taste of alcohol. He's just doing this to be polite.
Okay, you couldn't see my face because of the medium by which we're playing, but that might be one of the most shocking character developments that you've ever described.
Shocking.
So I guess we go inside the bar?
Yeah,
Or-
you're inside the bar already.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we take a table. Chivalry. I'm assuming that Chivalry will just have some kind of board game to take out for this kind of situation. Like he can carry 4,000 pounds of stuff. Who knows what's going on in there?
Do you have the Royal Game of Ur?
What is a Royal Game of Ur?
Oh, I know a history thing that Tom doesn't know. What? Royal Game of Ur is a little game that you play with basically D4s. It's a little board that has, I forget how many spaces, but it has 2 sides, and you are trying to wrap around and get your pieces into the end thing. You have individual different pieces, and whatever you roll on the d4 is how many spaces you move forward. If you land on top of another person's space, they have their piece sent back to the beginning. It is a surprisingly strategic game. There's a there's a video that Tom Scott participates in that goes over the game.
Okay.
YouTube will now recommend it to you.
I will look for that, but what I had imagined happening here was more
Backgammon.
like some weird fairy board game he has. I was thinking it would be like that he'll take out this ridiculous ass board, like a 4-person chessboard, with each side having like 40 pieces, and then the entire 2 hours will be taken up with him trying to explain how this game even goddamn works. Not remembering that it took him about 80 years to actually get good at it.
After about
I feel
10
like you would
minutes, Bats is gonna go, I have Trivial Pursuit if you guys want.
I would so be down for a game of Trivial Pursuit with bats.
I would too, actually. Well, Bill will look up like, oh, thank God. Yeah, yes, please.
Bob, what's David? Does David want to do like cards? There are cards. There's the fairy game, and there's Trivial Pursuit.
Let's do cards.
Okay.
So Trivial Pursuit then game of 21?
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, absolutely. Now I just remembered I have suddenly blanked on the rules of Trivial Pursuit. What the fuck? Oh god, it's like the one game I used to play on family night. What?
And have a
Isn't it
dispute.
just someone draws a card, reads off a question, and then the person that they're asking answers it, and if they're right, their team gets a point. If they're wrong,
All right.
they don't. Hey, Jay.
I
Hey
just
Jay,
wanna-
ask us a trivia question about the city.
I forgot to tell Sam last night because I was too sleepy. But Sam, thank you for running yesterday. It was really fun, and I had a great time. And you're an amazing DM.
Thank you, Jay.
I support
I'm just here to give Sam compliments until he gets sad.
Jay, I actually do need a favor from you.
What's up?
Ask us a trivia question about the about Hero Squad. The setting specifically.
Ooh boy.
You have
Entered
30
into a
seconds.
game of Trivial Pursuit with bats.
It's really hard to think of things on the fly. What is the name of the leader of the survivors of Shrimp Town?
Oh, that's a low one, Jay. That's a low one.
See, that's difficult. We haven't been to Shrimp Town.
But you asked for a trivia question, so I'm asking you a trivia question. What is the name of the leader of the survivors of Shrimp Town?
Can I roll Streetwise on that?
And then it wouldn't be a game of Trivial Pursuit, would it?
Hey, you can make a super genius. It's only fair you can roll if you can make a character that can roll.
Oh no! I can't roll Street. Well, I can roll Streetwise on that, but I
Seth
don't.
doesn't have any voice in Streetwise. as a
I
person.
used to, but when we were fighting Urban Decay, that got set to 0.
Oh,
No,
the
you as a
bone
person,
druid!
you don't. You as a person doesn't have Streetwise.
Oh god, I forgot that got eaten. Jesus Christ, you never got the bone to get it back.
What's your final answer in Trivial Pursuit? Or do you need an answer?
I'm still gonna roll 3 die. I got an 8, so I'm going to guess Fisher.
Do we have an answer from Tom? Do we have an answer from Bob?
What's the question?
What is the name of the leader of the survivors of Shrimp Town?
Of what, man?
Of Shrimp Town, the survivors of Shrimp Town. What's the leader's name?
Sam, why couldn't you have made up Shrimp Town when we were living together?
Bayou Bill will.
I think he actually might have come up with this. I think he actually might have run that session when you were living together. It was a long time ago.
Bayou Bill will also say Fisher.
I meant sophomore year living together when we actively discussed Hero Squad
Yeah,
for
that's
months
fair.
on end.
Bob, what's your final guess? We have 2 Fishers.
Fisher sounds correct, but
That's probably
I'm gonna go with. You see, I don't know anybody from Shimtown.
So you're thinking Chivalry's answer is to Harumph, but then no one wanted to play his complicated ass fairy board game.
What is Chivalry's answer?
Harumph.
He just folds his arms, puts the game away.
Fuck it, glaucoma.
Ooh.
Chivalry is the closest to the correct answer. Because the correct answer is that he physically is incapable of having a name.
Yeah, Bats turns over the card and goes, "What the fuck? It's blank."
Yep. The leader of the survivors of Shiptown is physically incapable of being named. Names fall off of him.
So the point goes to Chivalry,
The
who
point goes to Chivalry.
was actively trying not to play.
Chivalry's fucking pissed off.
Thank you for your question, Jay.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyways, Sam's the best DM in the world. Anyways, goodbye, everyone.
Hard agree.
See you, Jay.
I think that's the best possible question they could have asked.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not, but like it got the best interaction, much better than anything I was expecting.
All right. So the time's come to talk to Quartz.
For y'all, maybe.
So what was the final result of this? I'm imagining that Chivalry, all while without trying to play, won 18 cards.
Yeah, surprisingly, Chivalry won every round.
He's so fucking angry about it.
He was just saying the worst answers that he could think of, but they were all right. Chivalry gains a die in Streetwise.
Sam?
I do not have permission to make this, so don't assume
It's a
that's
hyper
correct.
skill in Streetwise. It has the restriction only applicable when trying to fail.
I'm still going to make note of that.
Only applicable when trying to fail.
Anyway.
Anywho.
So, who is approaching Quartz, and what is your tactic?
I feel like it's between Chivalry and Propulsion. Because Propulsion is a new entity, and
I mean, I feel like everyone's going, right?
Quartz already likes... approaching. Quartz. And Quartz likes Chivalry, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're amicable. I guess Bill will also walk up, because Bill has never met the guy before.
I mean, I'll walk up. I just won't say anything. I'll wave.
Alright, you see Quartz working at his desk, paper stacked high, working on various accounting ledgers for the town. He's going to give you guys a curt nod without looking up and gesture for the seats in front of him.
Alright. Chivalry will jump up into one. Bill will sit down.
I'm going to do a Commander Riker sit down.
Neat.
The Commander Riker sit down is going to get a look up and an eyebrow raise, but no words. What he will say
So
is,
he only sat down that way because his pants were too tight to sit down the normal way, right? Or what was up with that?
His back is still hurting a little bit
Oh, okay.
from almost being bisected by a molten hot I-beam.
Understandable.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Quartz is going to inhale as if expecting something fucking stupid to happen and go, "Alright, how can I assist you all today?"
Chivalry will ask, would you mind telling us, if it is convenient for you, where we could find Glaucoma? We have reason to talk to him.
Last I heard, he was looking for electrical work in town. It's the only work that's applicable with his current skill set as a nuclear engineer. I pointed him in the way of one Maleficus Trigor, one of the gear boys in town.
Did we? This is out of character. Is that someone we met? I know we met one of the gear boys.
You did meet a gear boy by the name of Trigor. He's the one who gave you info on the foundry to look into.
Maleficus, Jesus.
So, still out of character, should we ask him to write down a message asking him to come work with us in Icelandic?
That would probably be a pretty good idea. Chivalry will say, that's quite convenient. We are actually looking to hire a nuclear engineer. Would you be all right writing us down a little note to give to him in Icelandic, since none of us here speak that?
I would charge you for notary services. I normally charge about 7,500 pieces of 8 for a basic service such as this.
Chivalry turns to look at Sweet Tooth.
That seems high for a note, but also saying that was directed at Chivalry, not at what's his name?
Quartz.
Yeah.
You're feeling on thin ice, but it's gonna count. Or not gonna count, I guess.
Chivalry will look between the two of them and see this weird tension they have and say, well, are we good for that? Just nod yes or no.
I'll hand it over to him.
Okay, Chivalry will take what I'm assuming is just a big old bag of coins, like a cartoon, and put them carefully onto Quartz's desk.
Put it on the side of the desk.
Don't be fooled by the large numbers. There are pieces of 8 in the thousands of denominations. It's fairly common to see 1,000 denomination pieces of 8.
So then it's a big old bag, but with only like 3 coins in it.
Yeah.
Just put it off to the side of the desk. Don't interrupt the paperwork.
Oh, that's a very good idea. Yeah. Chivalry will put it in a place that will very strongly imply he's giving it to Quartz, but not anywhere near the surface of the desk or anywhere near any of his organization.
All right. Quartz will lightly touch 2 sheets of paper, and the quartz will appear and just etch out the notes entirely. One is in human language. The other one is like a weird concentric circle with various etchings and shapes and almost like claw marks. He's like, all right, this one will be for glaucoma. It'll outline some very basic employment terms, contract work, all in those general terms. And this one is for Maleficus in case he has already struck a deal, and or if they're working together, it would break a contract and or alleviate him temporarily.
Thank you. Chivalry will take a quick glance at the Icelandic one just to compare how that language has shifted compared to what he knows about Norse.
It's pretty severe.
Mr. Auguries just comes in through the window.
He's been sitting at the bar this entire time, actually.
No, I like to imagine that he actually just starts climbing in the window.
With like violent. What the fuck is Google Aerith?
What the fuck is Gungus?
Propulsion's gonna stand up and just like hold out his hand to Quartz.
He shakes your hand firmly. He doesn't say this, but you feel like you guys, since your business is concluded, he's just kind of gently ushering you guys out of the room.
I'll nod as I leave.
All right, everybody, let go.
What a nice guy. That was also more than I expected with the notary, so I feel a lot better about the price. I will say that to Chivalry while still in earshot of
To be fair, he does not like you very much.
Oh, I actually think he has a certain amount of respect for me because of the.
As soon as you start saying that, Chivalry will. Can I roll something to start to like pick Sweet Tooth up and run out of the bar?
athletics. But
Okay, I want Chivalry and Bayou Bill to do that at the same time, like working together.
I don't think Bayou Bill would have any indication of that.
Chivalry will give him a real sharp look, and Bill will just know what that means.
So is my read correct, though, that he does have a certain amount of respect for me for how closely I stick to that?
Oh, absolutely. He respects someone who respects a deal.
Okay, together they roll 5 5s.
It's like a Looney Tune. Just hup, bolt.
As you get me outside, it's like, I could get used to that.
Okay, resist urge to roll to windmill slam Sweet Tooth.
We're gonna work out a system for combo attacks.
Ham man slam. Ham man slam. Ham man slam.
It's
Air
called the
juggle,
Hammer
air
Anvil.
juggle.
Bayou Bill just fucking windmill slams him onto Chivalry, who does a flying uppercut.
Hello, Derek.
Y'all still playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably only for a little bit more.
He's gone.
Yeah, well.
Alright, so let's go find Glaucoma and Maleficus Trigor, who I am shocked never introduced himself by his whole name because that shit is metal as hell.
I mean, if you guys just give myself and Chivalry the notes, we can probably get there.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
I also forgot that I had an accent for a bit. I was saying that out of character, just in Sweet Tooth's voice.
Even though you're saying it out of character, Chivalry will absolutely just kind of pat Sweet Tooth on the shoulder with an incredible jump. Nod knowingly, like he has that problem too.
Propulsion's just gonna.
Is one of the primary symptoms of cityfication.
So, are we outside of the bar right now?
Yes.
Propulsion's just gonna spin on his heel and go, "All right, buddy, let's go."
All right, so what's our methodology here? I'm kind of imagining Chivalry starts this propulsion process by riding on Propulsion's shoulders.
Sure.
Or is it a slingshot thing where Chivalry grabs your legs, gets running at his top speed, you launch, you land, he gets running again?
I think you on my shoulders, and I kind of do like a backstop burn and then blast off,
Okay.
and then I slingshot you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Alright. With that leapfrog technique, I guess you guys get there in no time at all. I never really described Trigor, did I?
I think you did, but I don't remember it.
Well, they
No, I
don't
don't think I
Trigor,
did
I'm imagining he has horns.
You would remember it. Okay. So he looks exactly like your average, early 80s sitcom electrician, 8 feet tall, cracked obsidian skin, red veins, a flaming veil where his face should be with a mangled nest of horns.
You know what? I'm going to back that up and say, no, I don't think you did.
That looks nothing like Tim Allen.
And with a voice that sounds like the crashing death wail of 1,000 worlds, he says, "They're just so afraid! I don't understand what..."
Now that does sound like Tim Allen.
He's gonna be looking at the wires I strip them, I recoat them, I apply sealant. It's a nightmare. It doesn't work. You've seen this, right? You've done this work. And Glaucoma's nodding knowingly. He's gonna show him some fish oil he uses. They haven't noticed your presence yet.
Hi.
Trigor's gonna jump slightly like you startle him. Oh, whew, hey, what's up, guys?
Can I publish that one, Bob?
Yeah. Hi, my name's David. This right here is my friend Chivalry.
Chivalry will jump off of your shoulders in a fancy little pirouette and say, hello there.
I think he met Chivalry.
Well, not Trigor.
I think he did, yeah. He's one of the people we consulted about the, whatchamacallit.
What does it say that it's not actually that a talking skeleton isn't notable enough for me to remember who has or hasn't met him?
Well, the talking skeleton isn't Trigor.
Yeah, no, Trigor is,
It's Satan.
yeah, and we met him before we left to do the whaler thing. So he
Oh,
would've
did
met-
we?
Yeah, he would have met Chivalry.
All right, yeah, Chivalry will greet Glaucoma. And whatever, I don't really know how he would go about doing that. I'm assuming he would just bow. I don't recall them having any actual words or talking to each other.
Glaucoma's going to look at Trigor and then at David and just kind of like awkwardly bow back as if he's not sure what's appropriate.
David's just gonna give like a 2-finger salute.
Chivalry will take the papers that he was given and hand one to each of them. Like the appropriate one to each of them.
Trigor's
And
going
if-
to let a deep rumble and go, this contract is acceptable. And then it's going to burst into a brief like plume of flames.
Oh, I was going to say, if there is no mention of compensated time, we will be willing to compensate time. And time and a half for overtime.
Glaucoma's going to read the contract, nod, and point. He's going to point to a section in Icelandic as if that's like saying what you said.
Oh, sweet.
Sick.
I enjoy treating my workers fairly.
Glaucoma is going to point at a rate. He's going to underline it with a question mark because he has no idea how pieces of eight work. He's been a hermit on that boat for years. It appears as if his rate has been quoted at around. Sorry, let me quote this here. 2,000 pieces. No, wait. Sorry. 20,000 pieces of eight a day,
That is very high.
but only on days he works.
20,000 divided by 8.
Why are you dividing that by 8?
I assume we're only going to make him work 8-hour days.
It sounds like a piece of 8 is still equal to about a yen, right?
To about a yen, yeah.
So
That's
that's about $175 a day.
Oh,
I was going to say $250 a day. I mean, $250 an hour.
Oh, wait, sorry. Is that the hourly rate?
No.
It's
No.
20,000 divided by 8 hours in a day. That's 2,500. I thought it was $1,000, 1,000 yen per dollar. Or did the exchange rate change?
I'm just googling 20,000 yen to USD, and it comes out at $175.20.
Okay.
It's gonna be closer to like the 80s conversion rate, but yeah.
Oh shit! Okay. I don't easily have that information, but that's gonna be a lot then.
Not quite, no. But yeah, it would be roughly like 200. It would be closer to what Bob said, like about 250, 275 a day. Like a lot for you guys, but for like a fully educated nuclear engineer, probably not much.
Yeah, that does seem reasonable, especially considering we have so many people at the candy shop now that collecting money will probably be less difficult.
I feel like if we get the storefront up and running, we should be able to
Yeah.
make a fair amount of money.
I have a really fucked up question to ask, however.
Okay.
Sweet Tooth strikes me as a character who would quite enjoy making candy for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Glaucoma is a skeleton. Is it possible that Sweet Tooth will force our good spooky boy to be a mascot?
He is not about forcing anyone to do anything.
He was friends with Quake.
Correct. He did not like Quake.
It's still damning by association, though. Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, chivalry has no concept of what money is worth in this era, much less in the city, so he'll think that seems pretty alright.
Alright. Is everyone else okay with that?
Yeah.
Alright.
David just shrugs. I have no idea what we bring in.
And it's like you get back and G-Slice is just like, you're spending how much on a skeleton?
My community works on the barter and trade system.
Alright, so you guys have acquired Glaucoma. Glaucoma is both a nuclear physicist and a nuclear engineer, and in general, a expert craftsman. Glaucoma has a pretty good chance of being able to build any minor random crap you want him to, as long as it's not like full-on tinker stuff.
Cool.
Okay. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What of Trigor?
Trigor isn't hired, but he is looking like he's at his wit's end with this fucking wiring system.
Okay.
You have no idea what the context is for it, but this is the place you met him days ago, and he is still in the same place. You don't know if he works here all day, but you get the impression that he hasn't left.
Well, when we can have Mr. President ask Glaucoma, we could potentially have Glaucoma contact Trigor somehow and ask if we can offer help with this issue. Because I'm realizing now that handing two people contracts that we can't actually read and didn't bother to verify what they said was maybe not the best idea we've ever made.
Yeah, that's fair.
Surprisingly, I kind of trust Quartz. I feel like he wouldn't intentionally give us a bad deal. While he might not be, as one might say, our biggest fans, he isn't like an actively malicious actor, or at least based off the read I get from him.
I mean, that's fair.
He's just the kind of guy that will kill you if you go 5 minutes over schedule.
Correct, but we stayed on schedule, so we're good. That meeting took like 30 seconds.
All right.
Now the question is he going to spite you for not using all of your allotted time?
Absolutely not. That frees up time for him doing other stuff. Don't kid yourself.
That's fair.
Not in the schedule.
So, do we need to bring Glaucoma back? I'm assuming as a skeleton, he doesn't weigh very much, and we can fly him back to the candy shop.
Fly like an eagle.
Glaucoma is just gonna write out. To be honest, I have just been walking along the riverbed.
Well, I'll just fly you. It's faster.
Okay.
I mean, is he okay with that?
He just shrugs. He's still getting used to like the city in general.
Alrighty. Hold on to your butts.
As soon as you take off, he just starts flopping wildly. You realize he has very little muscle mass.
I land immediately.
He's gonna nod and he's gonna offer you some twine to tie him up like a bundle so you can fly better.
Oh, I was just going to duct tape your ligaments for the foreseeable flight. But
Okay, by very little muscle mass, I mean no muscle mass. He is a skeleton.
But if you're fine with the twine, we'll twine.
Alright, you get him into a bundle about the size of a small log. Apparently.
See, chivalry. I assume chivalry is running past me at this point.
And chivalry can just like run on the surface of the water.
Yeah, it's like, see, buddy.
All right. All right. I think we should just end it there.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can restore Glaucoma's body at some point.
Might be worth something. I'm just gonna say fuck it. This session was great. Everyone gets to experience. I'm pretty happy.
Cool.
Yeah, this ruled.
All right.
I am so close to just having 20 experience to do something with.
Nice.
Man, if you had 20 experience points, that's enough. That's enough points to turn off the sun.
I thought it was 24.
I have 37.
No. If you,
I guess you could probably do it on 2 if you don't mind killing yourself.
Yeah, you could do it on 4 points consistently with 2 hard dice, but like.
Bobby
the meta
getting
version-
closer to Billy.
I'm getting closer to Jason.
How many points you need for Jason?
What are we at now?
Sam, you should stop
190, so you currently would have 227, it sounds like?
I should.
I need 120 more for Jason. Well,
Jesus.
I need 120 for Jason.
Do we want to hop to the Shadow Realm in case Derek wants to join us?
Yeah.
All right.